You know you're special, right? Maybe your whole life you've wondered, how are you special? What are you meant for? Who are you here for? These are not just egoic questions. These are not silly questions. These are important questions. In fact, these questions point to an important initiation that you should have been given when you were about 21. You should have been shown your gifts, explained why you're special. But then what? Then what? Because gifts are not really gifts until you give them away. And this brings us to the next stop on the wheel of wisdom. After opening to our power, the puberty initiation, after stepping into our specialness and knowing our gifts in that adulthood initiation at age 21, the next one is kind of the solar return, or around age 30, 32, where you learn how to give those gifts away. What's really tragic is in our modern culture, most of us have no idea what our ideal job is. Most of us in this modern culture have no idea what our ideal job is, what our best fit role is, what we are really designed for. And yet, once we learn that, our perfect role, our perfect fit job or business, we have the key to be completely fulfilled. So again, I will tell you, wanting to know what your perfect role is, what you're really here for, what you can do that nobody else can do, this is an important question and not just some egoic folly. This is a question you should be asking yourself. Even though our culture expects you to fall into the job you're given, to do the job you were educated for, and to stay there, even if it feels like drudgery for the rest of your life. If you're a wise woman, if you're a grown-ass, middle-aged woman of experience and wisdom, even now, you might be wondering, yeah, but what am I really here for? The interesting truth of our Western privilege culture is that women are encouraged to be caretakers for most of our lives. We're encouraged to be caretakers for, of course, for our children, for our families, for our homes. And for many of us, that's part of our right role, and we enjoy it, but not for all of us. And not as we grow older, because as we grow older, the caretaking tails off. We don't need to be doing as much caretaking of children once they're adults. We don't need to be tending the home fires in the same way when we're not anchoring a big family. So what is your role now? As you're crossing the threshold into the second half of life, please don't give up on knowing what your purpose is, what your right role is, what your contribution and your service are now. Don't believe culture that tells you that people in their 60s, women in their 70s don't really have a purpose, don't really have a contribution to make. That's utter BS. Women in our 60s and our 70s and on have the wisdom and the grounded knowledge and the foundation of confidence and experience that's needed for true leadership. More and more, we're seeing women in our 50s, our 60s, and 70s really leading the way. Check it out. We've got a 59-year-old now running for president of the United States, fully qualified to do so, and more qualified because of her experience, because of her wisdom. So what are you running for? What office, what job, what role are you ready to take on now to create joyful service in the second half of your life. It's not always easy to tell for yourself what your ideal perfect fit role or business should be. Trust me, I've been helping wise women like us identify the perfect fit business to start for the past 15 years. People have called me a niche witch and a business strategist for channels, for oracles, for those of us who bridge the worlds as our gift to the world. And I love doing it. I also recognize that it's rare to find someone who can do it. It's rare to find someone who can see you fully in your depth, in your genius, and in your preferences. It's rare to find someone who's also a Stanford trained lawyer who knows the marketplace and a number of different business models, not just your standard internet business that they were taught in whatever internet business coaching program they took. So I know that my best, deepest contribution now is to serve the wise women who, yes, are leaders in their families, some of them business owners, all of them grounded in the kind of experience and spirit and connection that we need to lead us into the future. If you would like some support as a wise woman to know what your best fit role is now, I've got so much stuff for you, including the Soul Gift Quiz, which is your free chance to learn something really important about yourself and about your gifts. And you can find that at soulgiftquiz.com. If you haven't taken it already, it's free. Go do it in 2 minutes. Learn what your deepest gift is. If you're a wise woman who's wondering, what's the path ahead of me now that I've done caretaking everybody else? How do I take all these threads of my Renaissance woman life and weave them together into the service, the contribution, or the business that I'm about to embark on in these golden years of opportunity? Check out the Wise Woman Pathfinder experience. It's under $100. And with that, you get a session live online, eye to eye with me, and you get a month in my $95 a month program. So it's kind of a no-brainer. Wise Woman Pathfinder, because in there I will guide you through my best surveys to show you not only your soul gift, but also your right role, your best fit purpose, your genius, your forms of intuitive genius that you're strong in and those you're weaker in and want to develop. We'll give you points for everything you've lived through, the experience you've gained, what I call your earned wisdom. And you'll get to take the Wise Woman Calling Quiz that shows you which calling you're meant to follow now in the second half of life. And the Wise Woman Pathfinder Survey, which shows you what is your path forward now, bringing all of that together and serving the world without running yourself ragged. And if you want me to just flip and spend a day channeling for you, talking to your guides, your past, your contracts, and then looking into the future, your talents, your gifts, your preferences, your desired lifestyle, and helping you co-create this next path, I can do that for you. In one day, you can know exactly what would be the best fit, purpose, and business for yourself. There's so much here for you. In my academy, I guide you through it in a group. In my private sessions, we do it one-on-one. My free quiz, the paid quiz survey systems. And I offer all these things because I really believe that these two initiations, the initiation around knowing what your gifts really are, not just what you've always been told they're supposed to be, or what you were educated to be, but rather knowing what your gifts truly are intrinsically and effortlessly, that is a critical one that so many of us never get clarity about. And then the very next initiation in life, which is to learn how to put them to use in a way that creates abundance in your life without stretching you to be something you're not. These are the two adulthood initiations, and they are exactly what most of my business is centered around helping you do. because I think that gifted folks like us, when we are placed in the right path and activated and empowered to follow that path and to stand in leadership in our own unique ways, we can change the world together. So you're welcome here, wise one. And please know, it's not enough to know that you're gifted. It's about how you can give that gift, creating abundance for yourself and for everyone around you. And if you want support with that, I'm here for you.